Hey everybody, this is Krista and I am at Magnolia Ridge Farm and Gardens, and I would like to share a video with you today about how to make homemade dog treats using a dehydrator. But before I get started on that, I just wanted to touch base with you. As you will see from the opening clip, that was the lead truck with the People's Convoy as it came into Stanley, North Carolina a few days ago. And I have been following the truckers convoy since Ottawa, and it has not had a lot of press, so you may or may not be familiar with it. And please look it up and see what they actually stand for, not what the few clips they have shown on the media have represented. There's a lot of YouTube channels with live streamers as part of the convoy, as well as some who are not necessarily part of the convoy, but part of other convoys or other movements, but have come into the convoy. So there's a lot of information out there. It is up to you whether you choose to support it or not. I personally have been following it, and I personally agree with what they stand for. So all of that aside, the reason why I am including it in this video is because it has partly come about because of the convoy. I was planning on making a video on how to make the dehydrated dog treats anyway, but when I went to Stanley, North Carolina to meet up with the convoy, I took some of these dog treats to one of the truck drivers. Hey John at OTR. And his dog absolutely loved them. And so I've had a lot of people comment since then on his streams about the dog treats. So I promised I would make this video. So hello OTR fam. So we are going to get started with the video. But if you would like to stay after I make the treats and finish up, I'm going to do a voiceover of how to do it and what I'm doing and using. But at the very end, I do a very fast forward clip of the convoy as it came into the racetrack at Stanley, North Carolina. So I do hope you enjoy this video, and I will have a part 2 with how I use various chicken parts and make dog treats out of those as well, coming up in the very near future. So if you like this content, please look around and see what other things I have. My channel's very new. We started in January, and I'm looking forward to recording my journey and sharing with everyone as we go forward with the homesteading and the family farm. So please like and subscribe, and I look forward to hanging out with you guys. So enjoy this video. I need to take a quick moment and caution you, if you have a weak stomach, we are dealing with fresh heart and liver from a recently processed animal. So please be wary as you move forward in this video. Okay, so today I'm going to be making dog treats from a cow liver and a cow heart. This does come from a cow that was on our farm, the family farm, not here at my homestead, but at my dad's property. And I brought the heart and the liver home in a plastic bag in a cooler. Unfortunately, this cow was already scheduled to be processed, but one of the bulls tried to mount her, and she was older, and it damaged her back. So we had to go ahead and process her quickly. So this is the fresh liver and heart from her. So normally I would just cut it into the size pieces that I want, but I do have a large dog and a small dog, so I like to keep some strips bigger and some small. And it also, when I give it to other people, it allows me to give them appropriate sizes. And then you just lay it out onto your sheet there, your silicone mats, and you want the ones that have the holes in it, not the solid ones. And I do have one of the larger Excalibur, I think it's like the Excalibur 9 tray dehydrators, but you can do this in any dehydrator, even if it doesn't have the trays and it's just like the round one with the trays that pop on top of each other. You can do it in any of them. But I do have the trays. You don't want to put any of the fat or connective tissue, like I said. And I do realize that I'm kind of sawing into this because my knife is dull. And I should have stopped and got a different knife, but I didn't want to take the gloves off and dirty up another knife and then have to wash multiple things and use another pair of gloves. But looking back, I should have taken the time to do that. And I forgot to record cutting up the heart because I had to go get the kids and then came back to finish. So I forgot to hit the record button. But the heart is really the same way. You just want to cut off the hard artery walls and any of the hard tissue that's around the heart and just get that softer meat, muscle meat from it. So I cut it in smaller pieces and it did really well. It didn't stick to the trays. It was done really fast. And you're going to put this in for 145 degrees on your dehydrator. And you're going to check it depending on what size pieces you put in probably 6 to 8 hours. I think the first one I checked at 8 hours and the heart pieces were done. And then I checked it again at 12 hours and the smaller liver pieces were done. And then I checked it again at, I think it was like 16 hours and the bigger strips were done. I think there was a couple strips I had to put back in for a little bit longer. And then when I turned it off, I let it cool down and kind of forgot about it. And so they kind of stuck to the trays more than the other pieces. Some of them do, especially if they're like wide and flat. They stuck to the trays more than the small pieces because the small pieces would just like shrivel up and not stick at all. But some of those wider flat pieces, they did stick to my mats. So you just pop your mats in the dishwasher, pop your trays in the dishwasher, or put them down in something to soak and then spray them off, however you want to do it. And yes, I still have house chicken and she still hangs out on the rug. And I did have a little towel down for her. So my kitchen floor back there in the back corner is still kind of messy because she does make a mess when she eats. But that is house chicken. We are actually building her own private coop. So anyway, once you get them out, if you need to cut them down more, you can do so. And I do believe I'm showing you that right here. And then you want to store it in an airtight bag or canister, and depending on how fast you're going to use it, you can put in oxygen absorbers just so it doesn't get mildew or anything like that. But if it's fully dehydrated to the point that it has a tiny bit of flexibility like leather, but you can still snap it apart, you're not going for like a sticky fruit leather texture, then it should not absorb moisture or mildew unless it's getting it from the air. So it should keep for a really long time. You can even put it in Mylar bags. You just need to make sure it is fully dehydrated. And one of the ways to do that is to put it in a bag or Tupperware or glass container, and then you shake it every day for like a week or two to move the air around in the container and make sure you're not seeing any mildew spots. And that's for any dehydrated goods. You want to make sure it is fully dehydrated before you put it on the shelf for storage of any length of time. So once again, 145 on your dehydrator, nice space between pieces, as small of pieces as you want, and then just check it to make sure it's fully dry and has the right amount of snap to it, and then store in airtight. So that's it. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will have part 2 where we are making treats from chicken coming up soon. And stay tuned at the end of this clip because I am showing the rest of the convoy as it pulled into the speedway. So I hope everybody enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one.